Welcome to CAN TV 21 Hotline. It's a wonderful program, wonderful show, wonderful organization here at CAN TV. And we are so pleased to be here to present to you Let's Talk Etiquette. And I'm always very pleased to say that to you. But before I go any further, I want to do one special thing, and that's to introduce my co-host, Madam Georgia Selmon, Etiquette Maven Extraordinary. Welcome again. Thank you for joining me once again to do this great show.
It's an honor. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And it's so important to cover as many bases as we can on this grand subject. And yes, it's universal. Yes, it's international. Yes, it's all-encompassing. And yes, we are so pleased to be a part of this great discipline and to bring you the latest, the best, the most important information that we can provide for you. And what we are here to do at the Etiquette Foundation of Illinois is to inspire you to do better, to be better, to excel at this very fundamental basic thing called social behavior. We all are social creatures, and we have to learn how to behave. And so we're very pleased to be able to be here with you to do that. Now, of course, this subject here is a very important subject for today because it involves our youth and our children, and we feel an obligation to them. And I'm going to turn this introduction over to this great lady, and I'll put the overhead up so she can... Did you say hello?
I did.
Oh.
I did.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Okay, I'll say it again. Hello. It's an honor and it's a privilege to be here on Let's Talk Etiquette.
Oh, well, thank you for being with me, and I'm so pleased to have you here with me. But yes, this subject here is very important, and this is really a community-wide initiative that it involves, and we want to be here to encourage all of the great people out here in the city of Chicago and in Illinois to see the value and the importance of this subject. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Selmon so that she can do the introduction of the show itself.
Okay, the etiquette imperative. The etiquette imperative, summer employment, community-wide initiative. Save lives, employ our youth.
Yes. I mean, that's save lives. When a young person is employed, he's not out there on the street, getting in trouble or doing things that they shouldn't do during the summer months. And so employment is a great way to cover two fundamental disciplines for them. And just give us some insight as to what those disciplines are.
I totally agree with this topic today, and one of the reasons being is that I used to provide employment to young people.
Oh,
youth
yes.
employment.
Yes.
For many years, and I feel very strongly about that kind of initiative, and that's what we ought to be doing as a community.
Yes.
We need to provide youth employment opportunities. And my take is this, Mr. Wright.
Yes.
If every business, small business owners, large corporations, community facilities, if every one of those different entities would take part in providing some type of summer employment for our young people,
Yes.
boy.
Makes such a difference. Difference.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't have to be for the entire year, just for the summer.
While they're out of school.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be a full-time job.
No.
Of course, if you can have them there for 8 hours, that's great. That's an opportunity for them to learn to what it is to be employed and what work ethics is all about. Work ethics is so important. Those are fundamental, simple things that a young person have to be taught. It's no different from riding a bike or learning to roller skate or doing those other disciplines, bounce a basketball. They need the experience
Yes.
of how to get up and be on time, what their job and responsibilities are for your business. And you would have the opportunity to educate that young person. And that's how we produce great citizens. And so myself, as you well know, I'm an employer, and I have young men working at my place of business. And I am so gratified, so satisfied to see those young men there, ready to go to work, all excited about this particular job that they're going to be working today. And basically, it's just simple labor. But I need that labor there. And I need them there to understand how to work with their hands.
Exactly.
And be responsible and take on an assignment and do it to the best of their ability.
Exactly.
And I tell them, I said, you're working, but you're in my school. I'm educating you, and I'm paying you to be educated. And they look at me kind of, oh, I'm getting paid to be educated. But still, I'm giving them basic things that I need done, and they're helping me do that. And they get dirty, and they get grimy. And I tell my young men, these what created this world here. This physical world we live in called America. The buildings and the house you live in were built with your hands. And every young man need to have some experience on how to work with their hand doing something physical so that they can relate and connect with the real world. And so that's my mission during the summer months for those young men. And in the winter, as you know, as the Etiquette Foundation, we do our mentorship conference.
Yes.
And so those young men will be able to come and be awarded and rewarded for the great work they have done this past summer. And so we're encouraging all you business people out there, talk about that. What is any specific sector of the community, or all of them are included in this project, this initiative?
Well, I just believe that, first of all, I want to compliment you on the great service that you are providing to our youngsters. And we're out in the south suburbs. There are not a lot of jobs out there for teenagers.
No.
I know the Chicago area has a larger scope and it has a larger opportunities for summer youth employment. But in the south suburbs, we just don't have a lot.
No. We do
And so I compliment you, Mr. Wright, because you have taken on a huge challenge bringing in some of the youth that are in need
Yes.
of summer employment. My thought is, if we're not providing something of importance, like where they can work, earn
Yes.
some money,
Yes.
what would they be doing? What
We
would
have
they
a
be
good
doing?
idea.
And
We do have a good idea.
yes, and I don't want to go there.
I know.
I don't want to go there. I want to stay positive because what you're doing is very positive. The kids, it may be grimy, it may be not so, dirty work, but they're learning.
Yes. Yes.
That's the important thing. They are learning.
Yes.
And they're in an environment where construction is going on. They are seeing, construction, and they're seeing how to build.
Yes.
And they're seeing so many things that they would not see if they had not had the opportunity. So I commend
true.
you.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
really
So
do.
true.
And I would like to just challenge every business
Yes.
person, whether it's insurance business, whether it's real estate, all small businesses, large corporations, if you commit to take 5 kids,
Yes.
2 kids,
Right.
1, you can make a difference.
So true.
You can make a difference in our communities.
Yes.
You can make a difference in the lives of our young people.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is so true. And I take full advantage of my opportunities to talk to these young men and to let them understand what is going to be required of them to survive. And as you well know, one of our programs this past year also incorporated work ethics and sustainability and all those other subjects that we talked about in the classroom.
Yes.
And fortunately, one of the young men that works for us, we took applications to our class. and ask those young. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, because Nathan, you wanted to do something special with the young people that we were involved with in the school system, you offered them this opportunity. We took applications in. We went over job readiness skills with them. We showed them how to complete a job application. We introduced the interview procedures, how to interview for a job,
Right.
how to approach a prospective employer, what to wear, what not to wear, what questions to ask, what questions aren't relevant.
Right.
We just went through a series of training preparing them for summer employment.
Yes.
We not only offered your place of business as an opportunity, but we also went out to some of the other community agencies and asked if they would get involved in this whole process.
Yes,
And
yeah.
several of them embraced us, embraced the idea.
Yes.
So our students, the ones who were ready, willing, and wanting and desiring to work, are employed.
Yes, right.
They're employed.
And that is so gratifying. And you and both but you more so than me, because I had jobs waiting for them.
Yes.
Whereas you actually went out into the community and interviewed and talked to these employers to let them know we have some wonderful young people here who were in need of employment.
Yes.
And I think you got 3 or 4 of them was hired.
Yes.
From your efforts. And so we're putting $1,500, $2,000 in these young people's pocket. That gives them a level of importance and value to their family. And I know, like last year, a couple of my employees talked about taking their mom out to dinner with some of that money and buying their little cousin a toy or something for their birthday party. And so it was very gratifying to me as an employer, to be able to create this opportunity for them to do that kind of thing with their family. And so that's part of the opportunity I have as an employer, to talk to them about those kinds of things in terms of getting a bank account.
Yes.
In terms of being, understand where to spend your money, the things you really need, you should be buying those instead of those things that you really don't need. Those $200 gym shoes is one of them. Shoes are shoes. You certainly should think about how you use this opportunity money-wise and do it in a prudent way so that you can get the maximum benefit from your labor.
Yes. It's pretty exciting, especially when you know that most of the young people that we're speaking of are youngsters who are in need.
In need. Yes,
in
they
need of the training, in need of the money, because a lot of them use their earnings to buy school clothes, to
Yes, they
return
do.
back to school,
Yes.
school supplies.
Yes.
And my challenge is business people, business owners,
Please.
collaborate with us.
Yes. Yes.
Come together
Yes,
and
yes,
reach
absolutely.
out in your community. And if you don't take but one youngster, you can make a huge difference in the overall efforts of providing services, meaningful
Yes.
services, employment services to our youth. We
Yes.
can make a difference.
Yes. Yes.
Collectively, we can
Yes,
make a
we
difference.
can make a huge difference.
Yes.
Because everyone you hire, that's one less that's out there in the elements. And they're doing something constructive with their time. And this is something they're not learning in the school, the relationship between time and being productive. You have so much time to be productive, and we want them to understand how important that productivity is. And it's a part of their survival skills. And they need to have those survival skills if they're going to compete in this society. So I'm calling on the entire community. This is a community-wide initiative. I like to see the pastors. Give me a call, Pastor. We have a program. Why don't we put that back up there so our viewers can take a look at this information down here at the bottom. We are offering, the Etiquette Foundation of Illinois is offering a work ethics training program. And this program we actually use in our classes. We teach work ethics.
Yeah.
We have an entire curriculum devoted to that specific subject. And Ms. Selmon, she just highlighted some of the subject matters that we teach them. So you don't have to go out and try to figure out what to do. Just contact us, and we just email it to you. And at no charge. This is part of what the work the Etiquette Foundation of Illinois is devoted to. And we want to partner with you to help make those young people better citizens. And we can do it together. So do not hesitate. We'll have our information up in a few minutes before we close out the show. But please, get in touch with us. Call us right now. You can call us at 312-738-1060. Please give us a call with your questions about how we can help you make a contribution in the life of 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 young people. Okay, please give us a call. Now, the relationship between teaching this work ethics discipline is talk about that part. It is so important for them to intellectualize what it is to work.
Well, some of the subjects and some of the skills that I taught when I was in the employment profession of working with young people, we just had a whole curriculum. We mainly focused on teaching our young people how to approach an employer, what skills are necessary. Communication skills are very, very important. Diction, how to, what questions to ask, what's relevant. If an employer asks you, tell me a little bit about yourself. Know what to say.
Right.
Know how to talk about your skills, what skills you have. And one of the things that students will say, well, Miss Selmon, I've never worked before. I don't have any skills. Of course you have some skills.
Yes.
And we talk about those skills that they actually have.
Right.
What are you learning in school that's employment,
related?
Yes. What are you learning in school? Well, we're on the computers all the time. Technology.
Yes.
That's a very important skill.
Yeah, you're technology literate.
Absolutely.
Yes. That's a huge help.
Yes. Do you know how to run copies on a copy machine?
Right.
That's another skill to know how to do. Everyone doesn't know how to fill out, use a copy machine.
Right.
So we talk about all of those different, some of those different subjects and encourage them to really get into self. Talk about who you are as a person.
Yes.
I have good communication skills. I'm a people person. I enjoy working with a large group. I know how to take instructions.
Right.
So it's the little things and the things that they are not aware of that's important, that can open doors for them and that can advance them in a job situation.
Yes.
So it's pretty exciting.
Yes.
And the kids are very, very receptive.
Absolutely.
They want to know, why aren't we? How come this is not part of our regular?
It's a good question.
It is a good question because you would think that we're always talking about ways to advance education.
Yes.
And I think we should incorporate some traditional things in the curriculum, like employment skills or employment education, because that's what's preparing young people. That's what's preparing people how to go out and approach a prospective employer and get a job. And then how do you keep that job once you get it?
Yes, so important.
Another curriculum.
Yes.
How do you keep that job
Maintain
once
that
you
employment.
get it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And those are the things we cover in really, really, really good detail, great detail, because you want the student to be able to not only comprehend it, you want them to be able to understand it psychologically, intellectually, so that they would be able to formulate their own concept of what we're talking about, so that they can deliver that response that is going to be asked of them, and so that they can do it with a smile on their face. They can do it without looking up in the ceiling like they don't know where they're at. Got to think about it, you know? So we teach them to role play. And we are recommending, if you do decide to take us up on it and get our curriculum, or if you don't, doesn't matter. But make sure you have some counseling involved with that person, that young person, even if it's only 15 minutes. Critique what they have done today. Encourage them to work and do better. Offer them suggestions, maybe educational suggestions. You may notice something very special about this young person, that they have a certain skill set that they can develop down a certain track in the employment world. So take the opportunity to get acquainted with that young person, befriend that young person, so that your investment in them for this 2 months will be tenfold realized, 100-fold realized, 10, 20 years in their life from now, that you actually got them started, giving them a sense of what work is all about in this society. And so we're so pleased to be able to do this together as a team, because we can work from two perspectives. And that's what we do often in the classroom.
Yes.
Ms. Selmon has her perspective from perhaps not just a female perspective, but from a professional perspective. I don't have the same background that she has. She has more than 20 years of doing just this. I can't say I worked 20 years of training young people how to be employed. And so call us. You can call us now. It's still time. 312-738-1060. And please do not hesitate to ask. And we're going to give you our website and our phone number. So if you're interested in receiving our information, send us an email. And we'll be happy to just send it right back to you. I do want to talk about churches in the community, because they have a wonderful opportunity to hire some of their congregation as an example, you know, and identify 2 or 3 of those young individuals, even if you can't pay them minimum wage. Okay? Some of us just simply do not have that kind of money to pay them minimum wage. Then negotiate with them. See if they would take $8 an hour or $8.50 an hour or whatever, $9 an hour. They would appreciate the fact that you've given them this opportunity. So talk about that side of it, you know, the faith community. How can they play a part in this?
I think if every community center, agency, community-based facility, you could take one. If you can't take 5, if you can take one, take that one.
Yes.
Take that one. The money will come. I'm just inclined to believe that it's not a real money issue.
No.
I think it's you definitely have to have a plan, and you definitely have to be desiring and wanting to make a difference in the lives of our young people.
Absolutely.
So churches, community-based agencies, rec centers, municipalities, the fire departments, the police departments.
Yes. Yes.
Each one of these community-based facilities, if you take one youth, you're making the difference, a difference in
Yes.
your community.
Yes.
One youth.
One. One.
And providing employment to that one youth and kind of guiding that the directions of that one youth, you are making a difference.
That made a difference.
Absolutely.
And that's so important. That is so important. The work that you want and that you need from them is important. But the relationship that you can create with this young person is more important, far more important than whatever you have them doing. And families out here, we have families who can't afford to pay a little stipend to one of their nieces, nephews, and they are not employed. Have them come over and maybe clean your house and vacuum.
That's right.
Okay, take
Mow
out
your
the
lawn.
garbage.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
And pay them.
And wash your car. Whatever you think they're capable of doing. Hire them for 3, 4, 5 hours a day, and give them some education on what it is to work. You know, how to come on time, how to be responsible, how to have the right attitude, how to do a good job. I mean, if they're going to be dusting, you know how to dust, but sometimes you have to teach them.
That's right.
How to dust.
Absolutely. How to clean a window.
Right, to clean them. Those are valuable skills. Plus, you have the opportunity to bond with them and build that relationship going forward. And so I think we're getting very close to our time.
Yes.
Yes, so what I'm going to do is put that information up. But do you have any final commentary?
Get involved.
That's
Get
it.
involved. That's my last and most important statement. Get involved.
Yes.
Let's make a difference in the lives of our youth.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is what the Etiquette Foundation is committed to. I'm going to put our information up there. Hold on 1 second. Okay, you can call us at 312-473-2942, or you can reach us by email at info@efoi.org. Well, I'm going to turn the final part of the show over to you, madam, the goodbye and coming in information. So please.
Please give us a call the next time with your comments and your concerns. We would love to have and to hear from you. So until next time, good evening.
Good evening.